Right now, while you're watching this, your money is quietly aging. Not because you spent it, not because someone stole it, but because an invisible clock is ticking. And here's the unsettling part. You didn't start that clock. You can't see it, and you don't get to stop it. Every year, sometimes every month, that clock decides your savings are worth less than they were before. Same number, less power. This is the story of that clock, who controls it, why it speeds up, and why most people never realize it exists until it's too late. Because money doesn't just lose value by accident, it loses value on a schedule, and someone sets that schedule. Let's start with something that feels obvious. You save money, you don't touch it, you check your bank a year later, the number is the same or slightly higher. Feels safe, feels responsible. But money doesn't work like a parked car. It works like ice. If the temperature changes, it melts, even if you never touch it. 20 years ago, a single salary could buy a house, raise a family, and still leave room for vacations. Today, the same job barely covers rent. People didn't suddenly become bad with money. Money changed underneath them, quietly, gradually, on a clock. That clock has a polite, boring name: inflation. Inflation is not prices going up. That's the symptom. Inflation is money going down. Think of money as a measuring tape. If someone secretly shortens the tape, everything looks more expensive. When inflation is 2%, your money loses about 2% of its buying power every year. Small, harmless, until you realize that at 2%, your money loses nearly half its value over 30 years. Half. That's not an accident, that's design. So who decides how fast this clock ticks? Not politicians, not banks, not billionaires directly. Usually one institution, the central bank. They don't set prices, they control the conditions money lives in. Interest rates, money supply, credit speed. Think of them as the thermostat of the economy. Turn it up, money moves faster. Turn it down, everything slows. And sometimes they turn it up because they have no choice. A little inflation is considered good. Why? Because our entire system runs on debt. Governments borrow, companies borrow, households borrow. Debt is easier to pay back when money slowly loses value. If you borrowed $100 20 years ago, paying it back with today's money is easier. Inflation is a silent debt relief program for borrowers. Most of the time, the clock ticks calmly. But sometimes it panics. Wars, pandemics, financial crashes. When economies freeze, central banks flood the system with money. Not printing bills, just numbers. New money created with keystrokes. It works at first, then the bill arrives later. Too much money chasing the same stuff. Prices jump, savings shrink faster. The clock starts sprinting. Inflation hits people in order. First, those on fixed incomes, then savers, then workers. By the time wages catch up, prices have already moved on. It's like running on an escalator that never stops. The people closest to the money source, they feel it last. Not a conspiracy, physics. No one sat you down and explained this. School taught you how to earn money, not how money decays, because a system that depends on spending doesn't advertise saving too much. You can't stop the clock, but you can avoid standing still inside it. People who understand the clock don't fight inflation with willpower. They reposition assets that move with or ahead of inflation, skills that reprice faster, ownership instead of pure saving. Once you see the clock, you can't unsee it. Every budget, every salary raise, every saving decision, money isn't broken, it's behaving exactly as designed. The question is no longer why your savings lose value, it's whether you'll keep pretending time isn't passing, because the clock is ticking, whether you watch it or not.